You're the owner of a small business, which means you're also the tech guy, and HR, and personal assistant, and head honcho, and intern. You could use another pair of hands, like the experts you'll find at Verizon Small Business Days, April 21st through 27th. Get a free tech check, special deals, and more. Call 1-800-483-4428 or visit verizon.com/smallbusiness to book your appointment. Verizon Business.
Reality radio for a really great future. We're talking real money.
Let's talk. Let's talk real money on Talking Real Money. I'm Don McDonald along with Tom Cock, and you can call us pretty much any time. But if you call during the show, we can actually have a conversation, which is even more fun than just answering questions. 855-935-TALK is our phone number, 855-935-8255. And if it's money, we're going to talk about it. Now, I don't even know if you knew this, Tom.
Then don't put me on the spot.
Last weekend, I was having some either allergy or cold symptoms.
Oh, gosh. You didn't tell me that.
I was feeling under the weather. So I went to my family practice doctor, and she said, it probably, you don't have a fever, don't worry. But she goes, because you came in with symptoms, we're going to do a COVID test.
Yeah.
And so she stuck that swab into my brain.
How was it?
That is the most uncomfortable darn thing.
Yeah.
And I said, you're going to make a grown man cry. And I did. It was like tears. So anyway, I came up negative. I'm good. But my daughter had similar cold symptoms, but she had a faulty thermometer that actually said she was running 101 fever last night. So I took her to an all-night COVID testing clinic at midnight, and they did the 25-minute test or the 15-minute test.
Yeah,
and she was negative too. But you can't get away from this thing.
It's all over.
It's impacting everyone. And it will continue impacting us for a long time to come. I mean, I'm not even going to mention the big COVID story that my wife has been on the news
Mr.
media.
Big with the COVID?
She has been on news media more than she has in the past 6 months following this whole story. And it affects all of us. It affects us personally, but it also affects businesses in big ways. And you guys are making these incredible bets on both sides of the COVID ledger, the winners and the losers.
It's quite shocking if you look at the returns of various stocks this year, right? I mean, it really is when you think about it, because some very well-established companies that have a long track record of success, serving the public, making money to some extent, not always, have tumbled, while those, basically any company that has VAX at the end of it.
No, we're no kidding. These companies,
I think we should change our name.
I swear, people are just starting companies with, and let's throw the name Vax into it. We're thinking about changing the name of our company to Vaxtory.
And exactly, they're making Novavax.
Novavax.
It was up at one point 4,300%. You were all excited about Tesla being up 400. Now it's only up 2,600% right at this point. But how about Vaxart? I think I'm saying that right. It was up 4,700%.
It's a terrible name, by the way.
You could make a lot of fun with that, but 4,700, and it's only up 1,700 at this time. Co-Diagnostics, it was up over 3,200%. Now it's up 6. You get the point. People have just chased these things down. I mean, and there's I don't know the number of companies that are trying to develop a vaccine, and there's going to be a winner there, right, at some point.
There might even be 2 or 3 winners, but there are going to be a ton of losers. And how do you know which one is going to be the winner? That's the thing. It just bothers me that people are betting so much money. And they're betting. This is not investing anymore. When you're playing with companies that are up 4,000%, this is no longer investing. This is pure, unadulterated gambling.
And as I mentioned, there's some very well-established travel companies.
Well, for example, Marriott.
Right.
Marriott right now for the year is down 37%.
And isn't there a company in your neighborhood that's pretty big when it comes to entertainment, that kind of thing? They have a Mickey Mouse sort of operation.
SeaWorld? Oh, wait, no, not SeaWorld.
Done well. SeaWorld, yeah. I don't think Mickey's a very good swimmer.
The Walt Disney Company that recently laid off 28,000 employees. They're not hurt as bad because they have a more diversified portfolio.
Well, yeah, they got Disney Plus, et cetera.
Yeah, they've got the movies and they've got the TV and they've got merchant. They're only down 15%. For the year.
Which is a lot better than the airlines, where, I mean, you've got some airlines that are down by 50, right?
59% for United Airlines.
So these are well-established companies, and they're sitting around waiting now to see if the government's going to help them here in the near future. But the bottom line for me is all of those the vaxxers are speculation, and I would not run out and buy them. And by the way, if you really wanted to make the money in the last quarter, you bought lean hogs. Those made 60%. And I don't know how you invest in that really easily, but you did. You made apparently a lot of bacon being fried up while you're at home. So
instead of chickens, your daughter should have pigs in the backyard. She'd do better there.
I'll recommend that.
Here you go. 855-935-TALK. Let's talk about your money, your life, and the things you're doing with your money to improve your life.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
If you don't have a financial plan, well, sometimes you just need a little help getting started. And we offer that free help to anybody in a meeting with one of our fiduciary advisors. To set one up, just go to vestory.com, vestory.com, or call 800-386-3004. There's no obligation, no cost, and I promise, no sales pitch.
For your real life and real future, Tom and Don are talking real money.
Hello again. Welcome back to our little get-together called Talking Real Money, where guess what we do? Go ahead. Guess. We talk about real money. Your money, because the money that you save today, that you invest today, that you don't spend, that you don't get ripped off for, is money that can go to keep you going in the future. As a matter of fact, I put up on Friday the latest French Friday edition of Talking Real Money, which is Kenneth
I had French fries last night, too, by the way.
Coincidentally.
Shocking.
And, that's what I think is, you go to a drive-thru, you get some French fries, and you listen to French Friday.
Exactly.
But Ken French had an interesting take on risk. On risk. Risk is how much of your future can you afford to sacrifice? And really, that's what we're talking about with money, is building your future. How much of it can you afford to sacrifice? Give us a call at 855-935-TALK. And Priscilla, you're up. Welcome to Talking Real Money.
Hi, Priscilla.
Hi. I'm sitting here shaking.
Don't shake.
No.
I used to have funds invested with you, and I should have written you a letter of apology. But I'm in a situation where I have, funds in Vanguard and funds in the DFA.
Yes, ma'am.
And I've been in every behavioral health hospital there is around here, and I may end up in another one. My son is coming down from Alaska, and I don't know if he knows. I don't even know if
Priscilla, take
if that's
a
even
deep
in
breath.
your province.
Take a deep breath for me, okay, please? Can you do that? Just really deep. Just
I will.
breath. There you go.
I will.
Okay. What are you asking me? I understand you're feeling really stressed out right now, but what are you asking? What information can I help you with?
That's why I almost didn't even call you, because I thought, what can they do? I mean, there are all these
what do you need
homes,
help with? No,
around.
What are you concerned about? Are you concerned about all the stuff that's going on right now in the world? Is that what's really bothering you?
No, that's not bothering me at all.
What are the homes? You talked about the homes.
Yeah, no, the different homes that want you to invest.
Oh, okay.
Your money with them.
Okay. So you're talking about facilities and things like that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hey, Priscilla, that really is really beyond the scope of what we can do. But I really appreciate you calling. Take a deep breath. It's going to be okay. If you need some help, please call somebody in the family. Maybe you've got a doctor you can call or somebody who can give you a hand and just help you through this. Okay, Priscilla, thanks so much for calling. We really appreciate it. 855-935-TALK is our phone number, 855-935-8255. And
we were talking a little bit about stocks and investing in stocks in more diversified portfolio. And here's another thing I find fascinating. Most people pay attention really only to stocks because investing in bonds is just not a very exciting thing, right? I mean, you really don't make that much money.
It's not supposed to be exciting, really.
Yeah, but the reality is 1 out of every 4 years, bonds make more than stocks, and it appears
this is one of them.
This can be one of those years. I mean, and I know we still have basically 3 months left, but the numbers, the intermediate term bond fund that we use for our clients is up about 10% year to date. Remembering that the Standard & Poor's 500 is up 5, but every other asset class group of stocks is down. Short-term bond fund that we've recommended up 4.1, and the VBTLX, the Vanguard Total Bond, up 7. So don't overlook. By the way, diversification is more than just owning global stocks. It's also about owning bonds.
Yeah, but I you know what? Those numbers fascinate me because we've been doing this kind of a thing for a long time, reading the musings of a lot of people. And there have been, Bill Gross springs to mind, famous bond fund managers who have been saying,
the bond king,
who have been saying over the past decade that bond funds must go down in value. Must go down in value. And yet, here we are all these years later when they said interest rates have to rise, and interest rates have been falling pretty steadily over that entire time, contrary to their ridiculous, wrong, and yet seemingly logical predictions.
And Bill Gross has been angrily hammering at the Federal Reserve and others, saying, you can't do that.
But they can do that.
They can do that, sir. You're just mad because they haven't been following your script.
Right, because
Sorry.
he got it wrong. So he's now upset. His ego.
Yeah. Well, no, he's now
bruised.
retired, I believe. I think Janice finally said.
Oh, yeah,
goodbye.
they sent him on his way.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of other bond managers who continued that same thinking, that bond prices could not. There was nobody predicting bonds would go up in 2020. Not a soul. I don't remember a single person predicting an increase in bonds because the interest rates were so low in 2019. How can they go any lower?
And again, if you own the Vanguard Total Bond Fund, you've made 7% year to date. Not by being smart, not by making a great trade, simply by owning them.
Thank you.
Doesn't have anything to do with it.
The point of all of this is, no matter how smart you might be about some things. We had a really great caller last week, an attorney who said, I know a lot about the law, but I don't know about this stuff. Well, I got to tell you, when it comes to money, nobody knows a lot about what they're trying to predict, which is the future. I don't care how many degrees you have, how much experience you have on Wall Street. It does not give you the ability to do the thing that everybody thinks they can do, and that is predict the future.
And two quotes around those lines I still love. It doesn't matter if you're Jimmy Buffett or Warren Buffett. You don't know anything more about the future. Or, if you prefer, John Bogle, the great late John Bogle, who said, nobody knows nothing.
Nobody knows nothing.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
And he knew a lot.
Yeah, that's my 3N. That's actually the 3N theory of financial physics.
Nobody knows nothing.
Nobody knows nothing.
I like it.
NNN. You have to misspell it, but hey, nothing's misspelled. 855-935-TALK. That's our phone number, 855-935-8255. We want to help you lead a better life by getting the money straight and by not blowing smoke in your direction, by not lying to you, by not telling you things that you want to hear and yet don't need to hear. And this is we are a rarity in this bloody industry because you want people to tell you what to do and what the future holds, and only a few are going to say, we don't know, you can't know.
We're going to make one change, though. We've been telling you to own the VT Wax. We're now going to tell you to own the VT Vax, because that's going to make
It's a
lot
cooler
more money
name.
than the
Yeah,
VT.
good. Well,
That's way,
it's
way,
the new
way more
the
money.
new
Being
Vanguard
the
Total
Vax-only
Vaccine
stocks.
Fund.
I still love it.
I
I think we're on to something
1,000
there.
companies with vaccines coming out. 855-935-TALK is our number. Call.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
There's a science to managing money. I call it financial physics, and you can get a free copy of my easy-to-read book, Financial Physics, at talkingrealmoney.com/free, or there's an interactive version available on Apple iBooks. It's called Financial Physics, that's spelled with an F, and you can get it free at talkingrealmoney.com/free or in the Apple bookstore.
Your guides to a really great financial future. Tom and Don are talking real money.
Hi. Welcome back to the show. I'm Don. That's Tom. Our number is 855-935-TALK, 855-935-8255. Give us a call, just as Gene did. Hi, Gene. Welcome to Talking Real Money.
Hey, Gene.
Hello. Hey, thank you. Yes. How you doing?
Yeah, what's on your mind? We're good, thank you.
My question is related to mutual funds and diversification. Is it a smart move? I'm a teacher, and so I'm in the state retirement fund, and of course you can direct your own funds. Is it a smart move to go ahead and have more than one mutual fund as opposed to just one?
Well, wait a minute. Now you're confusing me. Where in more than one mutual fund? You could own, we've talked about this, owning the VT Wax is one mutual fund that holds 8,800 securities. But I'm trying to make sure. So are you worried? I mean, like all your eggs in one basket kind of problem, or tell me more about one or more funds?
Well, for example, in our state program, there are a number of funds that you can choose from. So, for example, there's a large stock fund, which includes, the big major companies. There's a small cap fund. There's a state bond fund. So you can choose.
Yes, we have that plan. Yeah. Yep. I'm going to interrupt you.
Okay.
We have looked at that plan. It's up on our website, 401411.com, where we show you the percentages to use of all of those funds, the ones you just mentioned.
Which one is that? Is that PERS?
The state.
Yeah, this
Is that PERS?
it would be teachers, TERS.
Oh, okay, hold on. The teachers, Washington State. Looking for the teachers one. I'm not seeing the teachers one.
Well, I can't pull it up in front of me, but yes, we have looked at that plan, and the answer to that is yes.
You want more than one.
Because in that case, you're owning various what we call asset classes, groups of stocks. You actually have U.S. large, you have U.S. small, you have an international fund, and then you have the state bond. So you'd want to mix between those to create the right asset allocation. The first decision being made between the stock and bond part, and then on the stock side, we're going to want to divide it up so that you have small and large U.S. and international. So I think that's what the question you're asking.
Because I'm looking at the Washington DCP. Is that it?
That's it.
Okay, the Washington
Probably,
DCP.
yes.
Yeah, on the Washington DCP, we have portfolios at 401411. We've got a 40-60, a 60-40, and an 80-20 portfolio. And we do suggest 4 different funds to build the proper allocation for you. So go to 401411.com and just look it up. It says Washington State DCP.
Great. No, I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And we do have a
So
lot
in
of
that
plans
case,
there.
you do need more fund.
Yeah,
you do need more than one fund, because there you're getting greater diversification by owning 4 funds. Makes total sense.
Jackie, you're up next. Welcome to Talking Real Money.
Hey, thank you. I have a quick question. I would like to gift my 2 children $10,000 each. Do I or
Are you
do
talking
they
there?
have
Are their names Don and Tom?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
Okay.
What is the tax law on gifting $10,000 a year to your children?
None.
Nothing.
None.
So they
Tell them
don't
to
have
enjoy
to
it. No, ma'am. They don't have to pay taxes. You don't have to
Now,
file.
can I make a suggestion, though, here? Because this is something to consider. How old are they?
Are you asking to be
41 and
adopted?
38.
31 and 38.
Yeah, okay. This to me is a no-brainer then. I mean, do they have for example, Roth IRAs?
Yes, they do.
Yeah. And if they do, then I would take is it 65? I forget annually what you can put into a Roth when you're under the age of 50 because I'm old. But you could put, and if they're employed.
She's just going to give them the money. Just let her give them the money.
Oh, okay. Well, you could put some of it in
Just
a
let
Roth
her
and
give
some
them
just
the money.
gift it.
Let
All
her
right.
give
I'm
them
just
the
trying
money.
to make
They're
it.
big
It'll be
kids.
more meaningful in 30 years.
Yeah, but they're big
when they
kids.
take
They
it
know
out.
what they need it for, and they're already saving.
This is sounding like Tuesday night in Cleveland.
You're being a
the
little
reality
preachy,
is,
Dad.
You're going to tell me to shut up, man?
No.
So, I mean, that's another idea. You can give them the money. There's no taxation for any of you. You're a great mom. God bless
There you go, the simple answer. Thank you. Simpler is better. 855-935-TALK is our number, 855-935-8255.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
Everybody needs help with their money now and again, and if you need more help than we can give in the course of this podcast or show, set up an appointment with one of our advisors for a free actual meeting with no obligation and no high-pressure sales pitch. Just go to vestory.com, that's vestory.com, or call 800-386-3004.
Reality radio for a really great future. We're talking real money.
Think about it. What's the one thing you need to really enjoy the time when you stop working that we call retirement? What's the thing you need more than anything else? You can throw in lots of other words, but every one of them, including in many cases maybe your spouse, every one of them requires some money.
Oh, oops. Car probably lists. Yes, my spouse. Absolutely. Top of the list. No question. Not even the second place there. So thank you. Right.
Yeah, apparently she's hijacking the internet now that you. 855-935-TALK is our number, 855-935-8255. And Greg, it's your turn. Welcome to Talking Real Money. Hey, Greg. Greg.
He's there.
I hear him. I think. He's flogging himself.
Building something?
He's literally flogging himself. He's so tired of the show. He went, I can't take it anymore. If I had a hammer.
If I had a hammer.
He's building wealth.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, you like that?
One
hammer stroke at a
nail
time.
at a time.
I just want to hear.
I think we should just leave that in the background.
Greg, stop hitting that person. Greg, no, quit. Don't. Okay.
Well, let's leave him there and move
on. All right,
on.
we'll come back. You want to check on Greg later and let us know?
Yeah.
Thanks. All right. 855-935.
You know, one thing I've been wondering.
This, by the way, this hour may take the cake as one of the weirder ones we've ever done.
Yeah, it's true.
You know?
It started with kind of an unusual call.
And then went to an unusual call.
Greg, if you want to be on the show, put the hammer down. And I don't mean that in that fashion. Put the hammer down. Yeah, exactly. You know, I want to raise something here.
No, I wish you would raise something because it's...
Well, no, I mean, and this is an important topic, actually, for once from me. This is not a joke. This is serious.
Really? You're smirking.
I'm going to start laughing. No, because this has come up a lot, especially with everything going on in the housing market.
Is it still crazy there?
Oh, it's insane.
I blame
literally,
Amazon.
It's... Yeah, I mean, you can't blame Boeing because Boeing's just announced they're going to be, shutting down more jobs up in Everett. I mean, so, yes, housing prices, there's just a limited inventory. Interest rates, as you know, are very low.
Very low.
And it's enticed a lot of people to get in the market. The other thing it's enticed people to do is to refinance their mortgages. Now, I'm all in favor of that because if you go from 3.5% or 4% to 2.5%, then that's a good deal. You're saved yourself a lot of interest. What I'm not in favor of, and this is a struggle, I think, for many of us psychologically, is to then take the difference because your payment generally should go lower if you have a lower interest rate, generally, and add that back in and pay down the mortgage. Because here's what we're seeing happen. people who enter retirement oftentimes have very little in savings because they, for whatever reason or other, haven't been able to save, or haven't saved, I should say. And they end up with a lot of money in home
Equity.
Equity. Thank you.
Yeah.
And today America has, according to the latest numbers I read, about $10 trillion with a T in home equity. Now, that is very hard to access in retirement generally. Now, we've talked about this before. You could get a reverse mortgage, I guess. There's other things.
Yeah, but those get expensive.
You could get a line of credit, I guess, or a HELOC before you retired. Maybe get some of it that way. But again, we have this sense that the right thing to do is to pay down our mortgage. And what I see is a lot of people come into our office, and again, they don't have cash. And you need cash. You need investments. You need liquidity.
Liquidity. Liquidity. That's the point. You need liquidity, and houses aren't very liquid.
They're not. And so having $10 trillion is going to make you feel good, but it ain't going to pay, pardon the vernacular, it's not going to pay the light bill, the beer bill. I mean, I know I said that kind of jokingly, but you need to have liquid. So I would not be recommending taking the difference between what your payment might have been and what it is today and making that payment to pay off your home earlier.
And if all of you with that $10 trillion in home equity thought, and of course, being an altruistic people, we're like this. If you thought, you know what, I'm just going to donate all my home equity to the United States government to get rid of the federal debt. Sorry, it's $20 trillion. So you're only going to cut the federal debt in half. Even though $10 trillion
but I'm
sounds
still okay
like a lot.
with that. You can still reduce it greatly, so go ahead and send your checks.
They're not going to do it.
U.S. Treasury, care of.
How much is in your house? Plenty. 855-935-TALK. Give us a call.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
If you don't have a financial plan, well, sometimes you just need a little help getting started. And we offer that free help to anybody in a meeting with one of our fiduciary advisors. To set one up, just go to vestory.com, vestory.com, or call 800-386-3004. There's no obligation, no cost, and I promise, no sales pitch.
For your real life and real future, Tom and Don are talking real money.
And we love to answer your questions at 855-935-TALK or share ideas with you. 855-935-8255. You can call that number, by the way, 24/7 and leave your questions. If you don't get through today, or if your home remodeling job is taking
if you're building your financial future,
right,
we'd like to hear it.
Which we hope Greg is doing, and we're going to check back with Greg and see if he's done building. Greg, you there?
Yes, I am.
Wait, what's up? What were you building?
What was I building?
Yeah.
I was putting some signs up.
Oh, okay, cool.
We
knew you were doing something with
rapping.
a hammer. So, hey, what can we do for you today?
I have $200,000 in a CD I'm rolling over, and it's no risk money. I'm looking for a higher interest rate.
Okay. Have you been to bankrate.com?
No.
Okay, let's go to bankrate.com together. And how long a CD do you want? How long the maturity?
2 or 3 years.
Let's go with 3. Let's just be crazy. 3-year rates right now are, come on, you. It's giving me a hard time. Get the best. Come on. 1, 2, 2. There we go. Finally, it's working. Best CD rates right now, about 1.25%, 1.11.
That's every year, right? You do get 1.25%
a year, yeah.
Okay,
for 3 years. That's like Navy Federal Credit Union's at 1, ViStar Credit. So it looks like credit unions are leading the way in rates right now. So that's about the best you can expect. How much were you hoping for?
Well, that's a lot that I'm getting now. So,
yeah.
I was possibly going to look into a municipal bond.
Why? Are you in a high tax bracket?
No.
Then,
you don't need a municipal bond. I mean, if you're going to look at a bond, then go use a short-term, or intermediate-term U.S. government bond.
There you go. That if you can stand a little bit of volatility, then Tom has a mutual fund for you.
Like the VB or
Yeah.
the VFSTX.
VFSTX. I know it's one of your favorites.
V as in Victor, F as in Foxtrot, S as in Sierra,
It's just fun when
T
he
as
does
in
this.
Tango, S as in Sierra, VFSTX.
It's his way to pretend.
No,
that,
X. Pardon me, X.
It's his way to pretend that he's in a World War II plane.
No, because people got mad at me for not. Or conversely, if you're feeling a little more risky, go buy Novavax, which is up 2,600% this year.
The Vanguard short-term the Vanguard short-term intermediate grade fund that Tom is talking about, the VFSTX, is
that's high grade.
Short-term investment grade.
High yield, yeah. Short-term investment grade. You said intermediate term.
Oh, I meant short-term investment grade. I don't know where I got that. I'm looking right at it.
These are companies that have paid you back in the past.
Yeah, and it's yielding 2.4% right now. Now,
and
if interest rates rise, its value will drop a little bit. If interest rates fall, its value will rise a little bit, but the rates will adjust as new bonds come into the portfolio. So we'll always pay a rate that is close to whatever the prevailing corporate rate is.
And to be perfectly honest with you, Greg, I could not make a good argument for putting your money away in a 3-year CD and making a little over 1% a year.
It's hard to do.
I couldn't make it.
Yeah.
That's just really awful.
If you can accept a little volatility, 2.4% in this day and age sounds like real money.
Yeah.
Thanks for the call, Greg.
That help?
Appreciate it.
Go back to putting. He went back to
very much.
signs, I guess.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
855-935-TALK. That's our number, 855-935-8255. Yields are just low.
We got Pete on the phone now.
Yields are just low, folks. You're just going to have to live with it. You can't, and you're going to have to take a little risk to get more. That's the trade-off.
There you go. The Federal Reserve is telling you invest in riskier things.
Pete, you're up next. Welcome to the show.
Hi, are you there?
We're here, sir.
Good. Yeah.
Okay. I have a question. I think I listen to you guys all the time, and I think you answered this once before, but I can't remember what it was. I have a friend who's thinking of taking early retirement from Boeing. And it seems to me like one of the things I remember was that they definitely shouldn't take it all in from Boeing direct to themselves because they'd have to pay taxes versus transferring it to a broker or somebody else. Is that true?
Yeah, Tom is our resident expert here on early retirement plans at Boeing.
Yeah, you don't have to take it to a broker, but you have to move it from a retirement plan into an individual retirement account.
Mm-hmm.
That would be considered a rollover. If you take it instead and put it in your pocket, that would be considered a distribution. A distribution, then you would just pay regular federal income tax like it's income. The rollover, no, you wouldn't pay any tax on that.
But please tell your friend not to take it to any broker, anywhere, anytime. Either take it to a Schwab or a Fidelity or a Vanguard or a fee-only investment advisor, but not to a full-service, high-commission stockbroker.
Okay, gotcha.
All right?
Okay.
Thanks.
Any other suggestions?
Yeah.
Any other suggestions, Mr. Expert, on...
Well, again, before I did anything like that, I would see a planner to make sure I knew that, well, number one, because there's probably also this decision he has to make, or she, between taking a lump sum for a pension or taking an annuity payout. That's a very important decision to make. And again, a good financial planner is going to help you decide which makes more sense. Huge decision. And boy, if I was getting ready to retire, I would meet with a fee-only 100% fiduciary advisor, absolutely.
And if you need help trying to find one, go to talkingrealmoney.com/help. Okay? We've got all kinds of resources there to help you find a good one. Thanks for the call. We appreciate it. 855-935-TALK, our number. 855-935-8255.
I'm still laughing. You got all worked up when you saw I got this wire stripper.
I just didn't.
You thought I was going to start doing electrical work.
Well, you said I'm going to go work on the media room, and I'm thinking, what, are you going to rewire the thing? Do not touch anything that is 120 with that.
Yeah, no, this is...
If you're doing speaker
you know
wire...
me better than that. Yeah, speaker wire.
Yeah, you're not exactly Mr. Handyman, except when it comes to model airplanes.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm
not even that good there. I've just done a lot of them.
And with the COVID thing and all, Tom is actually in a home studio now.
Yeah.
But we call his home
leave the
studio,
house.
we call it the hangar.
Yeah.
Because I'm
34
sitting here
planes
looking at him over my FaceTime thing, and literally it looks like he is under attack in
What's your favorite plane, by the way?
what's my favorite plane? Well, from this view, I got to give that EBY my favorite vote right there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because that's kind of a cool looking
That's
plane.
old. That's old. By the way, you read in the book like I did.
What?
Can you believe there were like 65 people on that plane? How did it ever take off?
Oh, yeah.
Remember they came down and rescued 65 guys who were...
We were both reading the Ian Toll books on the war in the
Which
Pacific.
I highly recommend.
Which
Yeah,
I
mean,
finished a lot faster than Tom because
Yeah.
I got
I
mine
still have 300 pages
electronically,
left.
and I didn't have to wait for the physical book to arrive.
You're a
in the mail.
fast reader.
Look at you. You've got. This is like Tom. This is like Christmas. He's got his new toy, and he is opening up his wire stripper.
I want to go wire this up to see how this is going to be. So
All right,
it's
have fun.
exciting day.
Thank you all. Give us a call anytime at 855-935-TALK, 855-935-8255. Tom, I'll take it from here. You just go play with your little wires. Bye.
Thank you.
855-935-8255. Call 24/7.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
Before you end up buying a financial product that you'll regret later, either call us on the podcast or the show, or if you need a little more time, that's why we offer free meetings with our fiduciary advisors at Vestory with no cost, no obligation, and no high-pressure sales pitch, I promise. Just give us a call at 800-386-3004, or better yet, just set up an appointment at vestory.com, VESTORY.com.
Your guides to a really great financial future. Tom and Don are talking real money.
In addition to offering anybody who asks for it free, no sales pitch help, we also, if you don't need help, but you just want to read a good book on retirement, our Better Retirement Guidebook, or financial physics, go get yourself a free copy at vestory.com, our company's website, VESTORY.com. You can download financial physics or Better Retirement Guidebook in a PDF. You can also get an interactive version of financial physics at the Apple Bookstore. Go check it out or go to vestory.com.
We hope you realize that the information provided on Talking Real Money is for educational and hopefully enjoyable purposes only. Providing personalized financial planning or investing advice takes time, so please consult with a really good fee-only fiduciary investment, tax, or legal advisor. We know a good one. Investing must always involve risk. In other words, you can and probably will lose money at times. Also, as much as you want it, no one can accurately and consistently predict the future. So past performance doesn't tell you a darn thing about what the future will bring. Unlike many other programs that say something similar, Talking Real Money is not trying to get you to buy or sell any financial products or securities. Instead, the program is provided as a public service by Vestory, a fee-only registered investment advisor. Thanks for listening, and please visit TalkingRealMoney.com for more information and disclosures. Should keep the lawyers happy.